New York's Attorney General is looking to make some major changes to crack down on political corruption in New York State. Eric Schneiderman announced today he'll introduce a sweeping ethics reform bill to the legislature before the end of the session. The news comes in the wake of scandals rocking both the Assembly and the state Senate. For more on this, let's check in with our political analyst, New York Post political columnist, Fred Dicker. Fred, tell me about the Attorney General's proposal here. How does this differ from what was kind of agreed upon just a couple of months ago by the governor and leaders of the Assembly and the Senate?
Well, these proposals, Cody, are much more sweeping. I mean, for instance, Eric Schneiderman would ban outside employment by lawmakers. He would limit, significantly limit the amount of money that could be contributed in campaigns. He would have public financing of elections. He would increase the term of elected officials from 2 years to 4 years, something that even members of Congress don't have to be subject to. So there are a number of proposals. He would also give the Attorney General himself more power to investigate public corruption. But whether these proposals will make any difference at all when it comes to the kind of corruption we've seen is certainly open to question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there really any support from politicians in Albany? And realistically, will this pass before the session ends?
Well, it's not going to pass. The session is going to end in 4 weeks or so. But very telling, and your question's a good one, Cody, is the fact that there was not a single statement today from Governor Cuomo, the Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie, the new Senate Majority Leader John Flanagan, supporting any of these proposals. Eric Schneiderman, the Attorney General who's interested in running for governor himself, did this on his own with the backing of the so-called good government groups. He did it in New York City at the Tweed Courthouse. He had a press conference there. That's significant for two reasons. One, Boss Tweed was a notoriously corrupt late 19th century public official. But more importantly, in my view, that's where Governor Andrew Cuomo kicked off his campaign for governor back in 2010, and it very well may be that Eric Schneiderman is trying to kick off his own campaign for governor by presenting himself as a champion of reform.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The announcement today looked a heck of a lot like a campaign event with people surrounding him with signs. As you said, the location is significant here. Do you think this is meant to sort of jumpstart a run to the governor's office?
I think it's meant to lead up to a run, not necessarily jumpstart. It's a little early for that, but I would note that in his statement, if people read it, there was a reference to the governor. But the Attorney General didn't even deign to use the name of the governor, Andrew Cuomo, in it. I thought that was quite telling. Sometimes what they don't say is as important as what they do say.
All right, that's a good point. Fred, thanks so much. A reminder, you can hear Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.
Governor Cuomo announced today the state has made improvements following another round of crude oil tank car and rail inspections.